Most people thinking about the Jamaican weather think paradise because they don't need to tackle the bulky winter clothes or shovel snow. Nevertheless, there are those who think about the weather and have the worry of hellish heat and the confines or costs that can come with those experiences. How do you manage to enjoy Jamaica amidst the worries and concerns for temperature, costs, and heat-related complications? Let's get talking.
The Jam Fam family. Jam Fam, come hang with me. Yeah.
Hello, Wagwan. Big up yourself. Whether you're there yard or you're there abroad, welcome back to another episode of Life with the Jam Fams. Now, on this episode, we're going to be talking about beating the Caribbean heat, especially in Jamaica, and how you can manage that. Now, Jamaica is located slightly north of the equator. It has several mountain ranges, vast plains, rainforests, wetlands, mangroves, and it's fully surrounded by sea. These postcard descriptions of Jamaica, along with many habitation choices, all adds to the weather and the climate experience that you will have on the island. Let's explore some of the factors that contribute to the weather and then explore some ways of contending with it. Now, factor number one is trade winds. Jamaica's climate is highly influenced by the northeast trade winds. During the winter months, these winds blow from North America, causing much colder temperatures from as early as October, and this can go on all the way through February and sometimes even into March. Sometimes October and February are the coldest months in the year. These same winds are driving forces in the rainy season during the summer and are the driving forces behind hurricanes and storms in the hurricane season. Number two is the sea. The Jamaican climate is strongly influenced by the sea, a tropical marine climate, you might call it. Seawater around the islands are usually warm, even in winter months, with lows of around 26 degrees. The trade winds pluck up moisture from these warm seas, and it falls as relief rainfall on the island. The third factor is topography. Many Caribbean islands have higher temperatures than Jamaica, and one reason for this is Jamaica's topography. Jamaica is very mountainous. Temperatures reduce the more elevated you are, and so the variation in elevation results in cooler temperatures across the island. Although Jamaica has many plains where the heat can feel piercing, it also has plateaus that are much cooler than the plains and highly elevated regions that provide refreshing relief from the buildup of heat that would be experienced if it wasn't as mountainous as it is. The fourth factor is vegetation. Jamaica has a significant level of biodiversity on the island and the largest rainforest in the Caribbean. It has many reserve lands, and much of the country is untouched natural wonder. Almost a third of the mountainous terrains is covered with undisturbed vegetation that adds to the humidity as well as air purification, which positively impacts temperatures in the surrounding spaces. Number 5 is population centers. Jamaica has most of its population centers along the coastline. Kingston, Port Antonio, Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, Treasure Beach, Negril, Old Harbour are only a few of these centers of population. These areas tend to be more plains or lower lands for roads and other construction. Therefore, they become rapidly developed. They attract more people because of job opportunities, infrastructure development, and also conveniences. They are highly congested centers, which along with the lower lands and the dense population makes temperature almost unbearable. Number 6 is construction. Jamaica's buildings are constructed with concrete, sand, or marl, and often galvanized zinc for roofing. These absorb high quantity of heat from the day's sun and store it, and it emanates from them slowly, making rooms hot and people in them feel bothered. Dirt houses would be much better at temperature regulations in Jamaica, a tropical country. Industrialization waste is factor number 7. As Jamaica becomes more industrialized, there are fumes and other chemicals that are being expelled in the atmosphere, and these affects the island's heating and cooling processes. Slash and burn for land clearance, burning of rubbish, burning for home cooking and outdoor recreations, fumes from combustions of cars, buses, and all the other vehicles that are in circulation also help to increase the temperatures on the island to bring periods of intense heat, and as some attest to, increasingly hotter temperatures than a decade ago. These temperature problems in Jamaica is one we will need to adapt to and find natural ways to remedy, and when those are exhausted, look for sustainable alternatives. Let's explore some of the ways in which you can look at helping to make yourself more adapted to this temperature and enjoy the coolness that can come with it. Number 1, look to the hills. The temperatures are much cooler in inland towns and communities. Increasing population of people are returning to communities in Mandeville, Junction, Monigue, Claremont, Christiana, Malvern and Southfields, as well as communities in the Blue Mountain Range. They are in search of higher elevation where the locations are cooler and where they still have easy access to facilities. Number 2 is build sustainably. Where possible, build with materials that will aid air circulation, maintain better temperature balance, and at the same time provide safety against the elements and durability. Rammed earth houses are making a comeback for those very reasons. It's worth exploring if you are building. Equally, dome houses, some of which are already in St. Thomas, are another way of looking for different alternatives of building to ensure that you are able to maintain good temperature regulation in your household. These construction approaches are increasing the reaches even in more industrialized nations. Also, when building, consider installing earth-air tunnels to help regulate temperatures throughout the year. Number 3, design factor. It's important to maximize the use of prevailing winds. Building houses with large windows that can be freely opened, high ceilings, atriums, and breezeways are some of the ways in which you can ensure that you are keeping your house cool. Use cross ventilation, use evaporative cooling with water features. Consider green roofs instead of zinc options. Use window shades or jolly walls, especially on the western side of the buildings. Use the orientation to optimize the natural airflow and use limited internal furniture clutter to keep the house cooler. Number 4, ornamental landscaping. It has multiple advantages. It enhances the elegance of the property. It provides a source of food and the necessary shelter and shade during the hot summer months. A gorgeous canopy from the trees with swings or garden furniture and some ice cold lemonade or fruit drinks would be an awesome way to recline and enjoy the seasons. Number 5, activity times. These are vital. There are some times when deciding when to go out is not possible. Nevertheless, for the most part, you can do activities in the mornings before 11 a.m. and in the afternoons after 3 p.m. depending on what these activities are. These are cooler points in the day, and they give the opportunity to seek shelter or to find refuge indoors or under cool trees outside. Also, ensure that you are maintaining your hydration throughout the day to keep cool and prevent swollen foot or water retention, because these things are essential. Use a lot of sky juice or ice water or other forms of cool beverages so that you can help yourself with some of the fruits that you have. Make juice with those and use them to help to hydrate you and keep you cool. Number 6, clothing choices. These need to be at the forefront of your mind when you're going out every single day. Airy, loose, yet graciously designed pieces made from linen, rayon, and other sheer or thin fabrics that still give you enough coverage and modesty are some of the ways to make clothing that is appropriate for the weather and still feeling classy. Equally, using bedding pieces that gives the comfort of coverage and the coolness needed when it is hotter nights are also essential. Number 7, when all else fail and the passive cooling methods that are mentioned above aren't sufficient, install other forms of technological cooling systems. These could include desktop fans, ceiling fans, tower fans, centralized cooling systems, and one that's mentioned before, an earth air tunnel cooling system could also be employed. It is also important that you can think also about using air conditioning units in designated rooms. Although these can add significantly to utility bills, using solar panels can reduce the cost for cooling or staying cool. One of our subscribers who is deciding to move to Jamaica wanted to find out how to best manage dealing with the temperatures here on the island. And so we produced this video to assist them and other people who are also thinking about those same things in making their decision to move to Jamaica. Now, if you have returned, what are some of the sustainable solutions that you have implemented to ensure your comfort in the tropical temperatures Jamaica experience almost all year round? Regulating temperature is important to everyone, and in particular, women returning who are coping with regular hot flashes will need to give attention to this, more so than many others. We have opted for the hills of Mandeville, where there are several mountain ranges that provides ample breeze, and so we also try to maximize the airflow and reduce internal clutter. We use windows, just making sure they're open. So long as you have mesh, it reduces the possibility of other things coming in. Where you are on lower levels and the windows might be easily accessible, what you can do is to make sure you have bars on those windows so that it prevents any form of intrusion, whether from humans or from animals. Although we have fans, we don't tend to use them much until the peak of summer. Wherever you choose to move back or wherever you choose to move to, may you be able to plan and execute on those excellently. Now, if you are looking to do so, we have some resources that can help you. We have a Moving Back to Jamaica series here, and we also have a workbook guide that you can use the link in our description to help you to acquire and use to help you to plan and execute your move. We thank you for your feedback in the comment section and your suggestions as to how to be able to sustainably keep yourself cool for those people who are living in Jamaica or who have moved back from the diaspora into Jamaica. Eliona, how do you feel that you are adjusting or that you've already adjusted to the Jamaican weather?
It's not how most people anticipate it.
What do you mean by that?
Especially Jamaicans,
Mm-hmm.
because especially when I'm working from school, my friends are always complaining and saying it's so hot, it's so hot, and I'm like, seriously? You go from this country and you complain it's hot, and literally I'm so cold I'm wearing my sweater. It's not hot. But, so, in my opinion, based on where I used to live compared to where I live now, it's very similar in temperature. My only problem is that there is no warning with the weather. It's just like, it could be sunny a second, then 5 seconds later it's raining, then it starts to snow, then it starts to hail, then thunderstorm come, then you see a tornado, and then it's back to sun.
Where? In Jamaica or where you used to live?
In Jamaica, that's how it feels.
Well, it has something in common with Britain then, where it's just like the weather. Every minute you can't think what the weather is going to be like.
At least you have more of a sense of warning.
Oh, I figure what you mean
You're
now.
more likely able to tell. In Jamaica, it could be very sunny. All of a sudden, all the clouds and then just rain.
Yeah, and when it's raining in the UK, it spits a bit, but here you just get one, like somebody just turn on the shower on full blast.
Like I was at school today, and half of the school's power went off. My classroom.
Oh, we had it too because it was so windy.
My classroom was the only class on the third floor block to have light still. Mine, because I think it's probably because it's connected to the staff room. Because otherwise connected to the staff room and another bathroom. So that's probably why ours didn't go out. But they said that there was a tropical storm. That's why.
Oh, it was very windy.
It
So
was raining a lot out there and there was lots of wind. And then teachers were running around like headless chickens at the nothing.
yeah, because nobody we weren't forewarned about it. Well, at least I didn't notice that we were having it. I just saw it was just windy, but it was windy yesterday as well. It was very windy because remember when you went out this morning, you were saying, oh, what was happening here and fixing some of the veranda furniture and stuff because it was windy yesterday, and today it was as well, and with the rain. And so what bit about the weather do you feel you like? I think you probably alluded to it, but what bit do you like and what bit about it you don't like?
I like the fact that it's similar.
Oh, some similarity to the UK. And what don't you like?
That it cannot just stick to one weather and every month changing mind.
Okay. I think it's the part of the country we live in, because when you're in Portland, you have a similar sort of thing because of the elevation and the rainforest that's up there, where it just sunny and it's raining at the same time. And so I think it's the elevation that we're at up here in Mandeville, why we tend to have that variation in weather.
But then again, with the storms, normally in England, although it's very rare that we get storms, I don't remember the last time there was one. But normally, if there's like a suspicion of having a storm, they would like send an alert.
Yeah.
And then the alert will come on to like you say, find shelter or be careful, stay inside, those kind of things. And I'm pretty sure the only time we ever get those kind of alerts in Jamaica is just telling us that there's an earthquake. It doesn't even say get to safety or anything. It just says here's an earthquake. Now continue with life.
Okay, I understand. But you think you're managing it perfectly fine, because at the moment. Okay, well, thank you. Wow. Look at those hills over there. They are alive. We're up on a hill in a place called Banana Ground, and so we saw this little overarching view, and it just looks mesmerizing, looking out there over those in the plains and over to the other hills on the other side. So we're not quite sure where that is, but it's a wonderful view nonetheless. And we're heading back up there in Mandeville. So apparently it's a place called Settlement, from what we've been told by one of the people living up here. They told us that that's what it's called. So we just went out on a funeral, coming back now. You can see that it's almost night. And here is the driver. I'm telling you, we went through some terrain. I couldn't believe it. We were so up high in the mountain on the other side of Mandeville that when we were looking at some of the places up there, the bit that I've just showed you, that looked like it was down in a valley. It wasn't until we came down a little bit more off of the hill we realized that it's over on the other hill. And this driver here took us through all of that journey and back safe.
Yeah.
Not true?
Yeah, man.
So it goes.
It was a good day.
Yeah, man. So, Daddy, thanks for taking us on that journey.
All right.
You're welcome. It's a couple minutes to 2 and the sun is up in its element today. The temperature according to Acura is 33 degrees. So it's scorching hot today. Very, very hot. And I've put out some clothes and decided that I'm just going to have a look around to see what things are like. And so far from the morning, it's been still, no breeze, no wind at all, and now it's picking up a little bit. So we're having a little bit of wind, so I'm just going to show you. So we've got a little bit of wind picking up, but for the greater part, the leaves have just been still from the morning. And I've noticed this whole section of the ackee tree is in bloom. So that's looking good, because we'll have quite a bit of ackee for our next ackee harvest. I've been holding back on cutting the lawn because it was raining so much the other day, and we had a lot of wind as well to help to keep us cool. But now, just going to show you the lawn and what it looks like. That is the state it's in. It's become that hot in just a split seconds, and now it's scorching hot today. Like it come out to compensate for all of the little coolness that we've had from the latter part of last week to this week. The heat is intense today. And even though it says 33, I'm pretty sure it feels a lot hotter. And so it's in times like these when we just simply have to resort to staying indoors. And look, even now, that June plum tree isn't budging. So now with all of that intense heat, first I was holding back because it was raining, and as soon as it rains, the grass just spring back up. Now I'm having to hold off because if I cut it like this, the grass might just die. So I'm going to have to wait for a little bit of rain. Hopefully we get some early next week so I can book it in for the gardener to come and do his thing. Yeah, still enjoying Jamaica. All me do is just hide away indoors so I can be cool whilst the heat outside doing what the heat does. But I'll go back and take refuge indoors because in there is cool currently. So I'll go back in, and then later on when the sun cools down a little, and if the heat picks up indoors, then you can come out and cool down, which is what I would do later on.
The Jam family. Where I living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam family, the Jam family, yeah. Jam fam, come hang with me. The Jam family. Where I living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam family, the Jam family, yeah. Jam fam, come hang with me. The Jam family. Jam fam, come hang with me. Yeah.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on this another episode of Life with the Jam Fam. See, the rain is coming down up in the hills. I could see from the morning with the overcast on the horizon that rain was going to be happening sometime soon, and it's coming down now. So thank you for staying with us here, and bye for now. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.